Let's clap it up real quick. Let's clap it up. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah, to the brothers, Yahweh Shemaratah, Hashem Yahushai, to the sisters. This is the I.S.U.P.K scripture breakdown class out of Southern California. I'm Priest Officer Lahab, Officer 5000. I'll be holding it down to Captain Kadahar get here. If you have any questions, make sure you type in your questions on the comments. Any questions in the room, ask your questions. Tonight is the night you ask all your questions. All right, this is a scripture breakdown class, so make sure you answer your questions. Any questions in the room, you can answer them now. Any questions in the comments, go ahead and ask them. If not, I'm gonna go into a scripture real quick. Go to the comments. All right. Shalom to Olivia Arnold. All right. So let's go into Hosea 4:6. As you know, we're in the month of June. Anybody know what June's about in America? Month of June. Go ahead, Yakawan.
Juneteenth.
Oh, Juneteenth. But there's something else that's bigger than Juneteenth, unfortunately. Go ahead, Yakawan. Pride Month, man. Sheesh. Good night. Right. Pride Month, man. That's when you get that's when the LGBTQ, you know what I'm saying? You got all them homos. It's like, what word do we use? Am I allowed to say Sodomites? Okay, we say sodomites then. So all the sodomites are coming out. They're going to do their marches, parades, flags, all kinds of abomination. This is their month. You know what I'm saying? Of course, in UPK, we're going to go on the streets and we're going to blaze on the LGBTQ, Sodom and Gomorrah. We're going to ruin the little parade that they got going on. You know what I mean? But this is their month. But first off, I want to go into the scripture of Hosea 4:6. Let's touch on that real quick. You know what I mean? Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian man, you are not allowed to be a sodomite. Shalom, right. Christ. You ain't allowed to be. What is a sodomite? What is a sodomite? A sodomite is a man who wants to be with a man, right. A woman who wants to be with a woman. America says it's okay. America says it's okay for a man to be with a man and a woman to be with a woman. But according to the laws of God, man, that's a sin against the Lord. It's an abomination. You know what I'm saying? So what does that mean? That means you got to change your life. You got to be somebody else. You got to turn and repent from your sin. I know it seems hard because homosexuality is promoted in music, in movies, everywhere you go. You turn on the radio station, you hear about the LGBTQ. You turn on that TV, turn on cartoons. Good night. In cartoons, you see the LGBTQ. Right. SpongeBob, man. And if you got kids, you know what I'm talking about. Right. You know what I mean? Somehow, some way, they put in the LGBTQ. They put in that sodomite, disgusting lifestyle inside cartoons. Why would they put that in cartoons though? Why are they putting homosexuality inside cartoons? They try to make your kids like that. You know what I mean? They try to put that in their mind that you can be like that it's okay to be like that. You know, that the same way they are aggressive about making your kids like that, you got to be more aggressive about making them not like that. Because if you're not aggressive about them not being like that, man, they're gonna turn your son, that son that should be playing football or throwing his hands and being a man, they gonna make him wear a dress and put on lipstick, and they gonna be like, God damn, I'll tell you something, man. A lot of people, and I have people in my family. I have an aunt, right, and she get real mad whenever we will talk about sodomites because she works with them and she deals with them. So whenever we'll talk about sodomites, she'll be offended by it. Oh, don't talk about them like that. Let them live their life. They're not doing nothing to you, right? And it didn't hit her until her son went to college, right? He joined some type of, we call it sororities or whatever, fraternity. There you go. He joined a fraternity. He was gone for a year, came back for vacation, and this cat came back with his nails painted, right? He ain't with no man, but his nails are painted. And then my aunt, man, flipped a wig. She was all like, "What are you doing with your nails painted?" like she got extremely pissed off because she didn't want her son to be like that. But it didn't hit her until it came home. So she still seen her son with her nails painted. Then she was like, "Oh, shoot, like this is for real right here." You know what I'm saying? So what's the point? Is that you got to be on top of your kids and make sure, you know, you got to make sure you got to see what they're watching on TikTok, on social media, TV, and all of that, man. Because if you ain't on top of it, one day you're gonna see your son come wearing lipstick, dresses, or something, man. You know what I mean? So let's get that scripture real quick. Let's get Hosea 4:6. Who got it?
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
The first thing first, scripture says this, that my people, you know what I mean? That's something we all gotta understand, is that the Lord got a certain people.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Lord is saying my people. Who are the Lord's people? Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians, West Indians. The Lord is speaking to his people. My people, right? Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected
my people.
Salakia. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
His people are destroyed. Why are the Lord's people destroyed? Because they lack knowledge. What is the knowledge they're lacking? Are they lacking a college degree, college education? What are they lacking in? They're lacking in the knowledge of the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why we are all destroyed. You know what I'm saying? That's why your son is wearing a dress. That's why your son is wearing lipstick. That's why your daughter is dressing like a man.
Right.
They are confused because they don't have the knowledge of the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who's to blame for that? Who's to blame that they don't have the knowledge of the Lord? You blame that Christian church.
Right.
You blame that Christian church all day because they're the ones with the Bible in their hands. Right? They're the ones to be godly men, you know. Right. I follow Christ. I'm a Christian, you know. Right. And look at you like you're an evil bastard. You know what I mean? I'm a good Christian, and you know, I'm not like those niggas out there. You know, I ain't like them, you know, like them gangsters and cholos out there. You know, I'm a follower of Christ. You know, I ain't like them. They never told you how it was wrong to be a part of the LGBTQ, how it was wrong for a brother to wear dresses and wigs and makeup, things like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
And because we reject the knowledge of the Lord gonna reject us. And that's the main thing. Let me get what is it, Isaiah 30:10? Yeah, Isaiah 30:10. Because we reject the knowledge of the Lord gonna reject us. And here's the main thing, is that when you do get priests and prophets out there teaching you about the word of God, about the law, statutes, and commandments, about the Most High, first thing we do is reject it. We ain't trying to hear it. You understand? We reject it. And because we reject it, the Lord said He's gonna reject us. Y'all understand that the Lord can reject your prayer too.
Right.
So even though, like, when you get caught up and you're in a bad situation, right, and you know things is going bad, what's the first thing you do when things go bad? You pray to God.
Right.
You pray to God, get on your knees, and you know, Jesucristo, get your rosary, you start pulling the beads and everything like that. Here's something that Latinos got to understand, is that God do not hear your prayer. God ain't hearing you. You know, no matter how much you pray to God, get on your knees and go to church, God is rejecting you. He's rejecting your prayer. You know what I'm saying? And that's something we got to understand, is that the Lord can reject you. That's super important to understand. Is that if you disobey God, you disobey the Lord ain't going to hear you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it works. And that's something that needs to be taught in church, is that God can reject you. Now let's get Isaiah 30:10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 10.
It's like, you gonna say something?
Oh no, it's like, no, I was gonna read it.
All right, go ahead. Y'all come on.
Which say to the seers.
Go above that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Right, you understand that, right? That we, as a people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we are people that are a rebellious people that don't want to hear the law of God. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Captain Kador.
Let's get it. Clap it up. You bring this camera a little closer? Any questions online? Any questions in the room? So, Christ, I said something first. Say what? Go ahead. Go ahead, Eliza.
Concert. What's it? Melchizedek. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know he's Christ.
Okay.
But how? Like, who is he? What is his role with the priesthood changing from the Levites to all of us?
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Get Psalms 110.
And
4.
The book of Psalms, chapter 110, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord hath sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever, after the order of Melchizedek.
Right. So now, after the order of Melchizedek, we became priests forever. Go a couple verses up.
Book of Psalms, chapter 110, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion.
Go ahead.
Rule thou in the midst of thy
He shall send the rod of the strength out of where?
Out of Zion.
Right. So the rod of your strength should come out of Zion. What does that mean?
He'll be an Israelite.
Right. So the rod of the strength will come out of Zion. Go ahead.
Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to rule in the midst of your enemies. Go ahead.
Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power.
Mm-hmm.
In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth.
There you go. Keep going.
Verse 4. The Lord hath sworn.
The Lord hath what?
The Lord hath sworn.
Go ahead.
And will not repent.
Who's he talking to? What book is this?
Book of Psalms.
Who wrote the book of Psalms?
David.
What tribe is he?
Judah.
There you go. Go ahead.
The Lord hath sworn.
Uh-huh.
And will not repent. Thou art a priest forever.
Perfect, right? That's one priest. Give me Genesis 14 and 18.
The book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 18.
I thought out. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And Melchizedek, king of Shalom.
King of what?
Shalom.
King of, is it Shalom or Salem?
It's a Salem.
There you go. King of Salem, which is?
Shalom.
Shalom, right? Melchizedek, king of what?
Salem.
Go ahead.
Brought forth bread and wine.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the priest of the Most High God.
He was the what?
The priest of the Most High God.
Okay, read from the top.
The book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine. And he was the priest of the Most High God.
Hold on. Yeah, Genesis 14 and 18, right?
Hold on, sir.
Slakia. All right, go ahead, Slakia.
And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread
The king
and
of
wine.
the king of what?
Salem.
King of what does Salem mean?
Shalom.
King. What does Shalom mean?
Peace.
Peace, right? The king of peace, right? Who is the king of peace?
Christ.
Christ, right? So in this verse, this is just another version of Christ, what you just said about him being a reincarnation. But this is not a reincarnation. You understand?
Right.
How do you know that?
Because he hasn't even.
Who is Melchizedek? Kraza?
He's just an appearance.
Is it right? And what did they say about him in the Bible?
That he wasn't born or died.
Right. He doesn't have a beginning. He doesn't have a mother or a father. That's what it said about him, right? I think we'll get to that in a second. Keep going.
And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine.
And he brought forth what?
Bread and wine.
Go ahead.
And he was the priest of the Most High God.
Right. He was the priest of the Most High God. Keep going.
And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High God."
Who brought all the things?
Melchizedek brought.
No. He didn't. Not Melchizedek. Might have to read up a little bit. Go ahead, Cressa.
Abraham brought all those things to Melchizedek.
Right. Abraham brought all those things to Melchizedek. All these things to who? To who though?
I'm lost.
On the topic. Come on, stay on topic. He brought it to a. Go ahead.
High priest.
There you go. He brought it to a priest. Melchizedek was a priest. You get what I'm saying? This is the beginning of tithe. This is the beginning of bringing your tent to the priest. Y'all understand? You read it again. Where you at? Where you lost at? If you, I read it from 18. If you read it up, it was Abraham that came and found Melchizedek.
Okay.
You
So,
understand?
all right, hold on. Verse 19 say, and he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram of the Most High God.
Yeah, he's blessed for that. You're gonna be blessed for that now for doing such a great thing that you just did, for blessing the Lord's anointed. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's good. He's gonna be blessed for that. So when you pay your tithe, the Lord's gonna bless you.
Come on.
That's what he's saying. You get what I'm saying? He recognized it. Just imagine if someone come to you and it's like, man, this brother is dropping it heavy. Like, I just got all these spoils of war, man. Here, you can have a tenth of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can take that on your journey or whatever. And he said, the Lord gonna bless you for that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Come.
All right, no sweat. Keep going though.
I started verse 19 again. And he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, which have delivered thine enemies into thy hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave him tithes of all.
He gave him what?
Tithes of all.
He gave him tithes of everything he just got from the spoils of war. You understand?
Come on, sir.
And who do you give your tithes to?
Priest.
There you go. Right? You just keep saying that. Right? Read Genesis 49 and 14.
49 and 14?
Mm-hmm.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 14.
Go ahead.
Isupk is a strong ass couching down.
Two verses up.
Up.
Yeah, 12.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine,
Mm-hmm.
and his teeth white with milk.
Go ahead.
Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea.
Hold on. Go one more verse up. 10 maybe 49 and 10.
Come on, sir. The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter
Mm-hmm.
shall not depart from Judah.
Maybe one more verse. Is that it? Is that the beginning of it?
You want to start at Judah?
Maybe verse 8. Let me hear.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
There you go. Go ahead.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
Mm-hmm. Meaning what? What does that mean? Thy hand shall be in the neck of your enemies. Go ahead.
You got power over them?
No, not necessarily power over them or control them, but think. Okay, go ahead.
They're like, as far as with the enemies, like we'll be up there, but we won't be the head of, like we won't be the head of our enemies, but we'll be right up there with them.
There you go. You'll be able to kill them if you needed to. That's what your hand. If you put your hands close to someone's neck, you'll be able to kill them. You get what I'm saying? Meaning like you're striding with them, as far as you know how you are. You think about the Judites right now in the military, like Colin Powell. You know Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice, things like that, right? These people are high military people, and they are striving with the white man. You get what I'm saying? There's more. There's a thousand black people like that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Right. Go ahead.
Judah is a lion's whelp.
Mm-hmm.
From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Right, and as an old lion, who shall rise him up? Meaning he goes and be a lion, but he's an old lion. He doesn't want no fight. He doesn't have fight in him. Now, who's going to rouse him up? Who's going to be able to give him the spirit of fight? You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 10, the scepter shall not depart from Judah.
The what?
The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
What is a scepter?
It's like a staff.
Yeah. What it signifies what?
Royalty and power.
Royalty, power. I'll take them. Go ahead.
The scepter shall not depart from Judah,
Mm-hmm.
nor a lawgiver.
Nor what?
Nor a lawgiver.
Nor what?
Nor a lawgiver.
Who gives the law? Go ahead.
Priest.
There you go. Priest, right? Nor a lawgiver. Go ahead.
From between his feet.
For between his feet. You understand? So now, who is the lawgiver? In this verse, who's the lawgiver?
Judah.
Who's they talking about in this verse? Christ, right? What tribe is he from?
Judah.
There you go. That's what you want to use, all right?
Okay.
Use all these people. If you use the word lawgiver, people that are in the priests are enforce the law.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
In the kingdom of heaven, that's what even the Levites did in their time. They enforced the law. They made the judgments. They made the law. They created the law. Moses created the law, and they created the judgments, and they enforced those judgments.
Okay.
You understand? Let me get you one more. Hebrews 7:1. Someone had their hand up. It's like I thought I seen someone hand up. Hebrews 7:1. I'm like my good.
Well, I did get from, but yeah, that was already answered.
Oh, okay, no sir.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all.
Mm-hmm.
First being by interpretation king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace.
There you go. Those are all synonymous with Christ.
Come on.
Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. Without father, without mother.
Without what?
Without father, without mother.
Which makes him a
angel.
There you go. Go ahead.
Without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God.
There you go. Any more? Keep going.
Abideth a priest continually.
He abideth a what?
A priest continually.
He abideth a priest continually. Now, of course, that we know that it's talking about Christ. Now let's go to Hebrews 7:14.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
Go ahead.
Of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood.
There you go. So just use all these precepts to prove what you want to know, all right? What you want to teach. Go ahead, unlock them. Now, of course, that I went over Judah, that goes for every tribe, because you understand. Go ahead, unlock them.
Like you can use that to show, when people try to say, there's no Levitical priesthood, how are y'all priests? Like you can use this scripture to show them that they know that the priesthood is no longer only under the Levites.
Right. Exactly. You got me. Use this precept. All right. Good to go. Any other questions? Go ahead, Kraza.
Luke 10:1, sir.
Luke 10:1. Let's go.
Break it down for me.
Luke 10:1. How much is a 10% in tithes, sir? 10% is literally 10%. Sis. So if you made $100, $10 would be 10%. So what you do in your calculator, right? And you get your tithes, you say you get 500. Let's say you get $536, right? So you put 536 times 10, and there's a percent thing in your calculator. 10% is going to say 0.1. Push equal, and now you owe $53.60 worth of tithes. You understand? That's how you do it. All right. Let's say you miss your tithes. Say you miss your tithes. You got paid this week. You missed last week's tithes of 500, and you got paid another 500 this week. So you go to 500. This is in the law. Times that by 15%, and that equals 75. So now you owe 75, and that covers you for last week. That's in the law. You understand? All right. Adding a fifth part. All right. Because the law could have said 20%. Law is giving you a break. You say, you don't got it. You still give us 50%. Go ahead.
So like I said, just on that, how about if it goes past a week or past, like, let's say a month?
So now you just backed up in tithes? So the best way to do it when you're backed up in tithes is to pay all of them. So say if you missed a 10 and a 15, you missed that. So now it's your third week, right? All right, no sweat. Just pay 10%. Just pay the 10% on third week. Now, whatever the Lord do with you, that's what the Lord do with you. You know what I'm saying? But just get back on track. That's what I would tell you. You want to make an effort to pay your tithe, just like you make an effort not to eat pork. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's a law. So when you don't pay your tithes, just know that you just ate some pork. And now the Lord is going to deal with you how he deals with pork eaters, right? Go ahead. You had someone had a hand up? It's like, you got Luke? Go ahead.
Luke 10:1. After these things, the Lord appointed 170 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place whither he himself would come. Therefore said unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few.
Mm-hmm.
Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers into the harvest.
There you go. Right. And you just want to break down on that?
Concept.
Right. The work is plenty. The laborers are few. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of work to be done, but there's not too many men to do the work. So pray that more men can come in here so they can help you with the work. That's all. You know what I mean? Pray that those men come in here. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. Imagine you get a field, you get 2-3 acres of land. They said, this is your land to do what you do it as you please. But you got 2 brothers to do it. Like, that's a lot of work. You get what I'm saying? So you have a lot of work now. You're like, damn, I mean, it'll be great if we had 10 more brothers. So while you're working on the field, you tend into the field and you sweat getting your eye. Pray for those men and Lord to send you more men. You get what I mean? That's all. All right. That's why it's always hooked to gardening and sowing and reaping. You get what I mean? That's what's so biblical about it from the beginning. All right. Someone had their hand up. I keep saying things. No sweat. Go ahead.
I did have another question, sir. I know about Christ washing the disciples' feet.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard the breakdown in a while, and I just wanted to see if you can break it down for me one more time.
What?
John 13. I know it's in Matthew 23:11. It says, like your master will be your servant. Or
Mm-hmm.
The greatest among you shall be a servant. As
Right.
a servant.
Right.
But and I get that kind of that's the point. But why did he in verse 10? He said, and Yahweh said to him, he that is washed needed not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit, and you are clean, but not all.
Okay, let's read it.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
John chapter 13, verse 4.
Let me get a little context. We'll go up on 2 more verses.
John chapter 13, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him.
Iscariot.
Iscariot.
Yeah, Judas Iscariot. Go ahead.
Simon's son, to betray him.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he has come from God and went to God. Verse 4, he rises from supper and laid aside his garments and took a towel and girded himself. After he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded.
It's Christ, right?
Come.
Christ came in. He came in. He prepared a bucket of water, some soap, and start to wash his brother's feet. Right? Wash his brother's feet. Now it was. Think about this, son. These are some strong brothers like us, but in today's world, it's so gay, right? So gay. I don't want to touch no brother's feet, and everyone in here would feel gay for touching somebody's feet. But they didn't think about that mindset. You get what I'm saying? Their mindset wasn't pause and no homo, right? That would be our mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because we polluted, right? But in that mindset, he's taking care of his brother. This is like the ultimate sign of brotherhood for these cats. Now, mind you, what kind of shoes was they wearing?
Right.
I'm asking.
Sandals.
In the Middle East. You know what I mean?
Right.
And these cats' feet, and they moving everywhere like on a donkey and walking. Maybe on a horse. You know what I'm saying? Right. So think about how their feet was. Not saying that they was messed up. Their feet was like just like hurt. So he washing these brothers' feet. You feel what I'm saying? Washing these cats' feet. Go ahead.
Verse 6, then cometh he to Simon and Peter saith unto him, Lord, doest thou wash my feet?
Mm-hmm.
And verse 7, Yahweh answered and said unto him, What I do thou knowest not now. Slightly. What I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. Verse 8. Peter said unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. Yahushua answered.
Peter said what?
Thou shalt never wash my feet.
What? Why did Peter say that? Yakawan, give him a hand. I mean, I almost called you Luis, and his name not even Luis. Yakawan, Most High in Christ. Go ahead.
He was trying to be self-righteous, sir. Like he's trying to be like, oh, you know.
In hindsight, that's exactly what he was doing, but in his mind, he's Christ's servant. Right. You get what I'm saying? So he's not about to allow his master to wash his feet.
Right.
That's a good way to be, and you should be like that. You get what I'm saying? But Christ is it's a bigger picture behind it, right? Go ahead.
Thou shalt never wash my feet. Yahushua answered him, If I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me.
Now, if you don't wash his feet, you don't got no parts with Christ. Now, break that down. Break it down. I'm like, Ma.
He's telling you don't understand what Christ is trying to say.
Yeah, I know, but what does he mean by that though? What does he mean by saying like, if you don't let me wash your feet, then you have no parts with me? Let me get to that.
He's letting him know, like, even though like he's over him, like they still, like that's his brother.
That's true. It's more to it though.
Like sir, if I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me.
He gets it. He heard it. Go ahead.
So I'm basing it off of Christ has to clean you.
There you go.
Okay.
He has to clean him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Christ has to be the one to clean this brother.
Right.
He cannot let Christ not clean him. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't about the washing the feet like I'm your, like, you know, let the greatest among you be a servant, which he was though.
Right.
It was more of I have to clean you. Right. This was, you know, synonymous of what was going to happen later. That's what he said. You don't get it now, but you're going to get it later. You get what I mean? Malakma.
So saying you're not letting me wash your feet, and you're not following me.
There you go. Like you're not, or I'm the one not cleaning you. Or it's like you're gonna let someone else clean you. You get what I mean? I lost that.
So like, sir, if I may, okay. So I'm thinking about Ephesians 5:26 when it say wash with water by word.
Mm-hmm.
But also is that I forget where it said well Christ like is the word.
Right. It's 17 and 17, I think. Or is that might be the one you just said. I forget.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. It's in
Matthew,
Matthew, I believe.
Is that could that be a precept of that?
What?
The washing the water by the word, but Christ is the word.
Oh, yeah, it can be a precept. And another thing you want to say too is like, why didn't he just dip him in water? You get what I'm saying?
Come.
He knew not to dip him in water.
Right.
You feel me?
Come.
That's what he knew not to do because that was done with.
Come.
But this was still a what's the word I'm looking for? It's still not a what's that word when you do something and it means something else? I want to say it's almost not assembly. It was metaphor. There you go. A metaphor for what to come. But go ahead, Crosser. You want to say something?
So I was gonna ask. So is it also like he's saying like? Because Peter is basically kind of like rejecting Christ's brotherhood.
Yeah,
like trying to show
Peter was his second in command, so Peter is like his soldier, right hand man. You get what I mean? He's like, sir. So like when a brother might over you, he might tell you to do something. Like say if I'm going outside and I'm about to go to the little motorcycle club over there, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go there by myself, and the brother go like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? He might have to tell you twice. That's how Peter was. Like, you might have to tell this brother, hey, I understand what you know what I'm saying, but let me do this. And he like, God, you know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what we do with Commander. That's an Hebrew Academy. Right or wrong? You know that in Hebrew Academy where, Commander YAHANNA moving somewhere, or any brother over you moving somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He tell you, I'm Tawab. You just keep moving. You like, hey, I'm Tawab. Then you stand down, right? That's what Peter's doing. You want to say something?
So what I'm saying, like, I get what you're saying because he's saying that Christ has to clean him. But I'm saying, like, is it? Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Because that's what I'm saying. Like he's rejecting Christ's brotherhood. So Christ is like, you didn't have no part of me because you're not even accepting my brotherhood.
You're not understanding what he's trying to do.
Okay, kind of.
You get what I'm saying? It's like he thinks he knows brotherhood, he doesn't, and Christ is trying to teach him.
Okay, kind of.
You get what I mean? You can find me that precept live where Peter, what is about to arrest Christ, right? You can find that precept where they're about to arrest Christ and Peter do what he do to the Roman cat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Maybe go down to 13.
No, we're gonna keep reading.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chrysler.
Verse 9. Simon Peter saith unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh saith unto them, he that is washed needeth not to save to wash.
He that is clean don't need to be saved to be clean. Y'all get it, right?
Lies.
Think about it like this. Okay, I got you. Think about it like this. Read it, Socal. Read it again.
He that is washed needed not save to wash.
Needed not what?
He needed not save to wash his feet.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
But is clean every whit.
Every what?
Every whit.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And ye are clean, but not all.
And ye are clean, but not all. So now, what he getting to? We're gonna read a little more just to get context. What he getting to? Go ahead.
Back what we read in verse 2.
Which was
Judas.
Thank you. Which is he sees something, right? Remember at the Last Supper, what he say? What he say about? He said, "One of you gonna betray me with a kiss," right? So right, keep going.
He that is washed needed not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all. For he knew who should betray him. Therefore he said, ye are not all clean.
You understand, right? That's what he's saying. Like y'all brothers is wild. Y'all brothers good, but there's one of y'all that's not. You get what I'm saying? And maybe in this practice, maybe this brother might become clean. Feel me? I know you good, but let me do this anyways. We make sure. You feel what I'm saying?
It's like,
go ahead.
So when he says he that is washed needed not save to wash, what is that?
Like I don't need to clean you, but I'm gonna clean you. I don't need to. You good.
It's like this washing isn't gonna save you.
More like this. Like I'm trying to find out who is the rat. I'm trying to find out who's the rat. I'm trying to smell him out. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So what it's talking about is not every part of his body, but another brother, not per se wash his feet, his body.
Okay, and you almost said it, right? You almost said it. If all 12 of us, let's say there's 12 of us in here, right? If one of us is bad, then what's to say about the group? We all bad. You feel me? Like that's why Peter said, "Don't just wash my feet, wash my hands." And what did he say? My hands and what?
My hands and my head.
Yeah, wash the body. Because if you ain't one body, then you feel me? The cancer might bump up. You want to say something?
Oh, sir. So in a sense, this was Yahweh Shai's like giving an example, like you know what I'm saying, like a test or whatnot.
Thank you. Did Christ know who it was? You think so?
Because he said, verse 3 says, Yahweh Shai, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands.
He knew it like this. He knew it like how you would know it.
Okay,
how would you know it?
You get that feeling. Like
thank you. Yeah. Just imagine you around solid brothers and one cat. Everyone know this cat ain't solid. You get what I'm saying? Like he around us, but he not us.
Right.
That's how he knew. The same way. It wasn't like, oh, the Lord told me. You know what I mean? It was like, nah, this cat, he not solid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know I seen a couple weird things he did and all that. It's like, this is the brother. You want to answer this? Hold on, let me just make sure. Yeah. Go ahead. So let's get back to your question. So did I answer your question or no?
So he's saying he that washed needed not save to wash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that? Save to wash. I think of what I'm getting caught up on is save to wash his feet.
Mm-hmm.
So like when he's saying he that is washed, he is not saved to wash his feet. Like what is that saying?
That's just old Quaker English, right? Needed not saved. Look up saved in the Bible. It's like in a dictionary real quick.
In the regular dictionary?
Yeah, in the regular dictionary. Look up saved. And then I think it's like the second definition. Old Quaker English should throw you off, but I forget what it was compared to in how we talk today. Go ahead.
To save, you just want to start from the top.
How many definitions are there?
It was like 3 or 4.
All right, go ahead. Read from the top. Let's read the first one.
First one. So this is save in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
To deliver from sin.
To what?
To deliver from sin.
I think that's number 1, right? Save. SAVED or SAVE?
SAV.
What you have? SAVED?
I have SAVE.
Okay, perfect. So no, SAVE. That's what you just read, right?
Okay.
All right. So what? So read again.
To deliver from sin.
To deliver from sin. That's in the Webster's, right?
That's the first one.
Perfect. So now read it again.
He that is washed needed not save to wash.
You don't need to what?
Be delivered from sin.
Thank you. Because he's clean. Huh?
Them brothers still on the phone. Your phone locked up.
Oh, slap. Nah, it's hung up. Nah, he's not on there.
Oh, okay.
If you call it back.
Okay.
He needs to what? He needs to what? He doesn't need to be what?
He doesn't need to be delivered from sin.
He doesn't need to be delivered from sin. Do you understand now or no?
Okay, concept.
Wait, read again.
He that is washed needed not save.
He that is, don't read it like that. He that is clean doesn't need to be delivered from being clean.
Right. Okay, concept.
That's all. You get it?
Come.
Allah.
So like, sir, is that like in Luke? I think he was sitting down with
Hold on, real quick. But who needed to be delivered? Who needed to be saved?
The one that was going to betray Christ.
Thank you. Like he needed to get washed.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because what happened when he didn't get washed? He went and hung himself. You know what I mean? That's what happened. Because he betrayed. Because he did it for money. Remember that? All right, so like lots of.
So like in Luke 5, can we use that as well? When he say he was sitting down with the publicans and sinners, and the Sadducees and Pharisees came up was like, you don't want to sin with them.
Yeah.
But he was like the physician.
Thank you.
Like
yeah. Where it says the sick don't need to be, or so like when you're whole, you don't need to see a physician. Something like that. You can find a precept. But what he was saying to Peter was, listen, he knows Peter. Like remember the scripture said, labor that labor, so like know them that labor among you, right? He knows Peter. He knows how he is. You get what I'm saying? He went through Peter doubting and Peter battling things and stuff like that, right? He went through that. So he knew that now this brother, he's solid. But it's someone that's not solid. You get what I'm saying? It's someone that's not solid. So now Peter being righteous, over righteous, he's like, man, if I'm not clean, man, clean my hands, my head, my you know what I'm saying? Like clean it all there. Damn. He was like, yeah, now you're good. But somebody wasn't clean. That's the point. Someone needed to not be saved. Was it save means deliver from sin, right?
It means concept to deliver from sin.
To deliver from sin. So how would you say that? He needed to be saved.
Concept.
He needed to be saved. Thank you. Okay, solid. All right. So Allah, my bad. Where's you at?
No, we talk.
Okay. Answer your question. Was there anything else?
If you want me to keep reading the account.
Go ahead. You got that other one, Lahab?
Like you said, when Peter cut the ear off?
Yeah, they cut the ear off the Roman cat when they came to arrest Christ. Go ahead.
You want it now?
Oh no, just go hold it.
Verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
So after he had washed their feet and had taken his garment and was set down again, he said unto them, know ye what I have done to you? Ye call me master and Lord, and ye shall say, well, for I am so. Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
If I then,
he said, you right. You right. You call me master, and you right for that because I am so. You get what I'm saying? Like I am over you. You correct on that. Go ahead.
Verse 14. if I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet.
You understand? That's what he's saying. If I'm your master, meaning you're out of one, wash your feet, then you can for sure wash somebody else's feet there. You get what I'm saying? He's setting an example, right? Go ahead.
For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you.
And that's what you have to do. Do to others what the person over you has done for you. You understand? That's why it's important to have a right type of person in charge, because the wrong person in charge would kill the whole school. You understand? Some people don't need to be in charge. So many people who never had any type of power in life, and they get in charge for 1 second, and they just don't be in charge anymore. Right. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't need to be in charge. You know what I mean? The people that get in charge are the people that don't want to be in charge. And that's how the Lord wants it. And if you want power, you're not going to get power. You understand? That's not how that works. If you want something, that's just not like how in the world when you really want something, you get it. And here, like you can want power. Don't express it though. Right. Don't say like, yeah, I want, because it sounds like you would do anything to get it. You know what I mean? Sounds like you'll step on somebody's face to get it. You don't want to do that. Remember, the Lord sees everything. Everything comes from the Lord. All right. Anything else? You got that, Laha?
Yeah,
go ahead.
John 18:10. Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and smote the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus.
Go ahead.
Then said Yahweh unto Peter, put up thy sword in the sheath.
Mm-hmm.
The cup which my Father giveth me, shall I not drink it?
Right. So now I'll just speed it up so to kill a little time. I mean, save a little time. You know, they came to arrest Christ. Christ said, Peter didn't like them touching Christ. Peter cut the cat's ears off. Christ turns to Peter and says, listen, man, like this, the Lord wants this. You know what I mean? The Lord wants me to get arrested. You're stopping what the Lord wants. Christ takes the cat's ear and puts it back on his head and makes it whole. You understand? Takes the cut off ear, puts it back. Yeah, I've seen this in the show recently. I've seen it in the show recently where someone cut off someone's ear and they made it whole again, right? But that's what he did. He made the ear whole, and the cat was good again. And Christ checked Peter for doing that. Remember, Peter was just being a servant. He's being what every brother wants, every brother should be. But what is Peter doing? He's being undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? He's being like a firecracker. You know what I mean? Like one of them cats that he's a crash out. You ever heard that before? He just crash out. You know what I'm saying? He don't think about nothing. That's a good person to have on your team sometimes, but then also he can make things worse, right? All right. Yeah, you end up. Go ahead.
That was an Edomite that he cut the ear off of?
I don't know if he was an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? He could have been. When he was for sure a cop. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. But if you look in history, you get his name, you might can find that he might be an Edomite, but he might have been a brother too. Go ahead.
So that's what I'm gonna ask. So like, we're like back in Rome,
mm-hmm.
You know how obviously the Roman government was a white government.
Yeah.
But was there like how it is today? Like how we
Same thing. Yeah, remember a lot of them cats was Roman citizens, it was Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So they was educated in the Roman system and came up in the Roman system and worked those jobs just like them. You know what I'm saying? Hated Christ. That's why they said the Jews killed Christ. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them cats believed in the Roman Empire and believed in the Roman government. You know what I'm saying? They hated what Christ represented, just like today. You know what I'm saying? Live.
It says the high priest servant.
It's the high priest servant?
It says high priest servant. So you got the high priest servant's ear off. So it's the high priest servant. I would assume that it's an Israelite.
There you go. Which is I think the high priest at the time was a lot of them was high priest. Gamaliel, Nicodemus. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats. Go ahead.
I'm not sure who asked it. No one who Malchus was. Yeah, he was an Israelite.
He was an Israelite. There you go. He was an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So imagine this is another brother. I think it's purple cat. It might have been one purple. Listen, hey, I'm trying to tell you. This cat is going to come arrest Christ so bad. Got his ear cut off by Peter. And then the Lord checked him for it. Christ checked him for it, and then he got his ear back, and that was that. So yeah, he was a brother. Most High in Christ. Rat. All right. Any other questions? Blackman.
So, like, can I tell you a breakdown of Obadiah 1 and 7?
Let's go. Obadiah 1 and 7. Let me tell you something too, right? I've been getting a lot of questions this week. How people should approach people in whoever zones are near purple cats, and they say purple cats, and they when they go to camp, right? Do what's instinctual. You understand? Don't think twice. Just do what's instinctual that comes to your mind. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I say that, I mean with your words. You know what I'm saying? You see them cats, and they, you don't think like, what do I do? Do I say what's up, or do I like just do it the instinctual? And you say you purple, godly, it's fine. You get what I'm saying? Say it on the mic. Just say it on the mic and try to be as what's the word I'm looking for? Try to keep the rules as much as you can. You know what I mean? As far as cussing, but I wouldn't think so. I'd just blaze on them. I wouldn't ignore them or nothing. I wouldn't act like they wasn't there. I just start blazing on them. Whatever comes with that, just comes with that. You get what I'm saying? I mean, Jeremiah is blazing on them, so I'm a blaze on them. Jeremiah make a whole class about these cats, so I'm not going to. If I see them, I'm not going to act like they're not there. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to start blazing on them right away. That's what I'm going to do. Make a whole camp speaking about them. Brother said, "Can I make a camp speaking about them?" I said, "Yes, do it. Make a camp speaking about them." His brothers in Arizona, they got the purple cats down there that walk by them during camp. He was like, "Yeah, they keep walking by the camp." I said, "Are they stopping? They say anything?" He said, "No." I said, "All right, can I make a camp speaking about them?" I said, "Yes, do that. Blaze on them." You know what I'm saying? I said, "You can make a whole camp speaking about them. You don't got to say their name.
Right.
They don't know it's them.
Right.
They were like, they were purple and gold. They cops. And they're gay." What did Dave Chappelle say, Nutty Professor? Was it Nutty Professor? I forget. He was like, oh no, it was Blue Streak. He said, "I just know he's gay." Gay, gay, gay. Just blaze on him. It's fine. You know what I mean? Don't think twice about it. Always, in every scenario, though, do what's instinctual. If you're gonna make a mistake, do it with 100% aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Some cats, when they be in a situation, they might second guess, and that second guess is the reason why bad things happen. You know what I'm saying? Do what you think is right. You've been trained enough to know what's right. You get what I'm saying? Just think about your training and think about what you should do. All right. Where we at?
Obadiah 1 and 7.
Obadiah 1 and 7. Go ahead.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Obadiah 1 and 7.
Go ahead.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee,
mm-hmm.
and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Mm-hmm.
There is none understanding in him.
No understanding in him, right? None understanding in him. All right. Let's start at. Of course, talking about Esau, right? The whole chapter. Let's go 7. Let's start 7 one more time.
Okay. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I got you. You trying to use this for Hispanics?
Come.
Okay, I got you. You trying to use it because of the border.
Come.
Okay. All right, read again.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Mm-hmm.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Salakia, stop right there, right? Let me find this precept for you real quick. This is a good precept for a border too, just so I don't forget.
So like that was also my question. Like, could I use this to describe America stealing the land from the indigenous people?
Absolutely. I'm about to break this down for you too. 1 second. All right, this is a good precept to use, right? All right, can you find this for me, right? There's a precept. Just find this while we read this, right? There's a precept where it talks about attacking the hinder parts. I think it's in Leviticus or Deuteronomy. check 1 and 2. All right, let's go back to 1 and 7.
Okay. All the men of that confederacy have brought thee.
What does it mean to be confederate? What's a confederacy? Go ahead.
Would it be like an alliance?
It's an alliance, right? Right. Look up confederacy. You're correct though. It's definitely an alliance. Like remember in the South they had the Confederate flag. That Confederate, what did that Confederate flag represent? People who believed in the same values, right? People who believed in the same thing. That's why they were Confederate, right? Even when in Psalms the 83rd chapter, right? What did David say? The enemies are confederate against thee. Meaning our enemies hate each other, but they come together to make sure they hate you the most.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Now I got the definition for confederacy.
Mm-hmm. This mic on? It's like, my bad. Go ahead.
That's the definition of confederacy in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary: a group of people, countries, organizations, etc., joined together for a common purpose or by a common interest.
Right. They come together for. Go ahead. It's like,
no, it's like I was gonna say it's like the same thing. Synonymous with league or alliance.
League or alliance. Right. They come together with the same values. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like just go back to the example of the South. Right. These states had different laws in their state, just like today. Right. Every state's not the same. Everyone has their own law. Right. But even in that, they were united in you working for free labor, being a slave. You get what I'm saying? They were united in that. Now, of course, there was plenty of other laws, but that thing for sure, they couldn't leave that because cheap labor was, unheard of. And to get the money they were getting through that cheap labor was amazing. Sounds familiar? Right? Sound familiar, right? That's what they do exactly right now. They confederated against you. And this is the cold part. The cold part is they act like what? What do they act like? They act like this should be outlawed. You shouldn't be here. This is illegal. You're taking away jobs on one end, but privately, what did David say? What's the word he used biblically for private? Nah, I think it was crafty counsel, right? The craftiness about it is we don't want them here. Same time, push you out of your country and then offer you the job here. Nothing's gonna change. The labor still needs that cheap labor needs to happen because without it, you can't have the things you have, right? Whatever got you.
Sir. Prime example. What they did to the Hispanics in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It caused a lot of food shortages out here on the West Coast, and people didn't realize like grapes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of bananas. Plantain, mangoes. A lot of that stuff not even in the grocery store right now. You go to the grocery store, they're like, "Oh, the shipment didn't come in."
Mm-hmm.
The shipment didn't come in. Is out there in Florida. Y'all didn't told all them Isupk brothers and Caribbean brothers or whatnot that they can't work no more.
And then to add to you, not to cut you off, with the ad, I think Lahab or Malakma posted it. They sent in the migrants from Florida to California.
Right.
Y'all seen that, right? You posted that, Lahab?
I did.
Malakma, you posted. They taking the cats that coming from Florida. Like, okay, well, this how y'all get y'all labor then.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we'll send them your way. Right. You deal with where you need to put them and all that. Because Florida been doing it.
Right.
Georgia, Mississippi, Arkansas, all in the South, all the Mexicans is down there.
Right.
Sound familiar? You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing. And you're in the South. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something that they're confederate about. And they take crafty counsel. The counsel is to play the people who hate the so-called Mexicans, so-called Hispanics, every Hispanic tribe, right? And they want to act like they hate them, but no, they need them so bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So bad. Because without them, it's gonna be terrible. Because now you're gonna have to come out of pocket and pay the regular citizen, whatever the minimum wage is in that state,
right,
which they don't want to do. Why do that when you have slaves?
Right.
You get the point, right? Why pay him this when I have a slave that do it for less than half of that? Literally. You know what I mean? We talking about 14 hours a day. Right or wrong? 14 hours a day? What state was that? Say it again. Right. Sun up to sundown. Right? Sun up about like, 6, 5:30. 5:30. Sundown about 8. Go ahead, Doc.
I don't even see videos of them actually working though. They make it look like it's fun though.
Yeah, I know, because Isupk, they don't care about nothing. They don't care about. They don't care. You get what I'm saying? That's why I say he's a hire. That's what I mean, right? What does Isupk mean? Yasukar? Huh? He is hired. Yeah. They make a whole assembly line of pushing a watermelon and thing, and there's no problem. We like, hey, fight for your rights. They're like, you got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like think about it. They came from a war zone. When you come from a war zone, you don't got time to fight for rights. You just trying to get some money, get a little bit of paper in your pocket. Because this is one thing. This Christ ain't stupid, right? They come together. They do this. They in their mind, it's like, this is a little battle we gotta go through. But I got 10 brothers with me, 10 families. Right. We stacking this bread. We finna go get this business in this house. This is for a short time. Right. You get that's how they go. Good.
If I could, I know like back in Fresno, had some brothers I was working up there in the grapevines.
Mm-hmm.
They would work there, and then they would all put their money together. Then they had to say, skip that. We're going into the lawn care business.
Come on, man.
They buy trucks and lawnmowers. And
come on.
All that's behind them.
They always got a cousin.
Right.
Some cousin out of business. And they go get work for their cousin. The cousin tells them, I'm going to put you on game. This how you go get your own business. Go to him. He going to hook you up. Boom. Now you got his own business out here. That's how it go. They got to just go. They know how to go through that. And the white man knows it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? The Esau knows it, and he know he get a whole new batch of them. Right. That's how it go. Krauser.
Kind of like what you're saying is so true because I go to this tire shop out there where I stay at, and there's a young brother that works there. He's like, man, and the older cat is not related to him at all, but just knew him since he was young. Gave him a job since he was like a young teenager, and is teaching him how to run the whole business.
Yeah.
So he can open up his own tire shop.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a Judite, we don't got that patience. Judite think a job ought to come to the front door. You know what I'm saying? You think we just be on the couch, just man, I need a slavery. Just think about a slavery. Nah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for sure. It's gonna happen. Judite, but it's funny though, because Judite, it happened for him for some reason. I don't know. But y'all get what I'm saying, all right? So what you saying about that being Confederate, that's just one part. Let's get some more. Read. We got 1 and 7.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Right. They said they was at peace with you, but they deceived you. They lied to you, man. You understand that, right?
Oh, God.
Like the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy, ever. Don't ever trust them. I work for Edomite, and the Edomite does a lot of good things and nice things. I know it's for something though.
Right.
It's something, and it always is. There's no way they just do it from the kindness of their heart.
Right.
Know that.
Oh, God.
Know that, because when I see that same Edomite do something for the white people, I'm like, damn, that's not what I received. You get what I'm saying? Like that was not equal. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Be not deceived. Read that again.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Right. Now, stop right there. Give me 55 and 20. Psalms. Who's holding? What you holding, Lahab?
Deuteronomy 26 and 17.
All right, hold that. Give me give me Psalms 55 and 20. Or whoever got it, you can read it. Read that again, Malakma. Read that with that part you just said.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Right. He was what with you? He was what again? He was at peace with you? That's what it said, right? Yeah, he was at peace with you, but he deceived you. Now, how many times I could think about peace and deceit? Oh, all the time. Yeah, the native Indians, right? You can think about the Native Indians. You can think about the Mexicans, the Mexican War. You think about that. You can think about go ahead, Isupk.
Oh, so like I just wanted to add, I was going to talk about the Treaty of Guadalupe.
The treaty, every treaty.
Yeah,
Right, every treaty.
Was broken.
Yeah, every single one. I forget how many treaties. There's a ton of them.
It was like I think it was almost like 300.
Some say 500.
Over 7.
Thank you. Say some 7. Every treaty, right? And then I'm gonna show you one in the Bible. Go ahead. Give me Psalms 55. We got it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them.
That's what he does. You know, he acts like he wants the peace, right? Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
He what?
He hath broken his covenant.
That's all you need. Now he's taking you back, right? He broke his covenant. Hold where you at, Lazar? We're gonna get back to that in a second. Go ahead.
They and prevailed against thee.
Mm-hmm. They what against you?
Prevailed against
They prevailed against you because they're crafty. You understand? Israelite doesn't really. They don't deal with lies. You know what I mean? I remember in the book Black Indians, right? They were talking about how their word was their bond.
Right.
They word. You know what I mean? Like that's how they kept their bond, not by writing anything. The white man always want to put stuff on paper and still lie.
Right.
And now he has a law that if it's not binded, then you can sue somebody. You get what I mean? He's above that though.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're not. So when any athlete that signs a contract, he's binded by that contract. You know what I mean? Anybody, if you go to a job and you have to sign a contract, you're binded. The IUIC is binded by a contract.
Right.
Y'all understand? You know what I mean? I don't even think y'all had to sign anything in here.
No.
Yeah, you ain't had to sign nothing here. Because ain't nobody, hazing you in here. I'm gonna say hazing. I'm gonna say hazing. Ain't nobody hazing you in here. Go ahead, read that last line again.
And prevailed against thee.
Mm-hmm.
They that eat thy bread.
They that what they do?
That eat thy bread.
They eat your bread, man. They listen, what does eat your bread mean? What does eat your bread mean? Think about how they eat your bread. Go ahead, Crusher.
They're taking your dang, it's like I had it in my mind.
Do it on topic though. Malakama.
Livelihood.
Yeah, your land for sure. They eat the fruit. Them kale salads. You get what I'm saying? Them kale salads that they eat. Yeah, them strawberry salads and all them white people salad, right? All that. I just know the chicken Caesar salad. All them Caesar salads and kale and spinach and all that stuff that keep you, healthy, supposedly. They eat that. Eat your bread. It's your land, and it's your land. Let's rewind this, all right? Imagine you live in a land. You get deported to a land more south than the land you was at. 100 years later, you're trying to get back into that land. They charge you for getting that land. They hire border agents to make sure you don't get into the land, supposedly, right? And then you get here and they put your kids in cages, separate you from your kids, and then hire you for cheap labor. If that ain't the devil, I don't know what it is.
Right.
Like that is the process of being an Israelite.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So like Carol's asked where it says they that eat thy bread have native wound underneath. You said also like
what does it mean to lay the wound underneath though? That's what it said, right? What does it mean?
Like the trap.
Yeah. It's a trap, it's a trap to hurt you. That's why you're wounded. The whole thing is a trap. The whole thing is to make sure you never succeed. It's the point. Go ahead.
So like I was gonna ask, like could I use this also for like doing a breakdown on Thanksgiving and its history?
In what way?
Like showing how they tricked the indigenous people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes. Okay. Go ahead, keep going.
There is none understanding in him.
All right, there's no understanding in him. The scriptures say that from the womb he was estranged. You know what I mean? He's estranged. Like a white man literally is born, and at 7 years old, they're toting a pistol and a gun. Which is you should do that when you have a son. It's fine. But this cat wants to kill. And he has a bloodthirst, according to the Bible, to do so. That's why they started killing rabbits. Right? They started killing, shooting squirrels. You know, let me get Razak. I mean, it's like Regaya. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that. I was gonna feedback what you said. Hell, by the age 5 and 6, they already been killed plenty of animals. You know what I'm saying?
That's which is a sign of a serial killer.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're all serial killers. I think I time. You got your hand up? No. Go ahead, Elijah.
Like, so we had Sabbath service, like maybe my first Sabbath service.
Mm-hmm.
He brought out a quote from John Muhammad, and he said, like, they such killers. If a white man ain't got nobody else to kill, he'll kill himself.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Listen, man, listen. And they only can love you after they kill you.
Right.
Really? They listen. They named the team the Washington Redskins. Right? Why did they name the Redskins? They went to war with the Redskins, with the Indians. But the way they're like, man, this is the Washington Redskins. Why do you name them that? Oh, because we conquered them. Why is this the Cleveland Indians? You know what I'm saying? It, like they celebrate them as if they wasn't at war.
Right.
And then they name them the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Blackhawks. You get what I'm saying? Let me get I just
No, I just want to add to what you're saying. So like, they do the same thing. I think I was talking about this. They do the same thing with Esau's military. Like they name all stuff after Native American tribes.
Oh, give me some missiles.
Like Apache.
Yeah. Tomahawk.
That,
yeah.
Like you said, like they'll honor you when you're dead.
Yeah.
After they already killed you.
Mm-hmm.
Then they like.
Yeah.
That's
I think it was a missile called Jamal. Go ahead, my like one.
So like what y'all got San Diego State University
Aztecs. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got the Aztecs. Ain't that something? Just Krasa.
It's like, so if I could, I remember seeing this in a movie. I wouldn't doubt it if it's not true, but they basically how going back to how Esau.
Hey, true. Yaquan. So like, if you see me one time. Go ahead.
Going back to how Esau wants to kill so bad, but like it was like they had
the what?
These Edomites, so these people will come because they wanted to know what it felt like to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So this was like down in like Texas, like the deep south. They will come, meet this nigga. It's like the man, like a secret name, and they will come, looking for him, and they will all like be a group of people from all over the world. Edomites, the majority, and Chinese people too, and they will like try. They wanted to know what it felt like to kill people, and they would kill, people crossing the border. Like they would trap. This is back in like the 1800s.
Yeah,
when we were sitting that time period, they would.
So people crossing the borders.
People crossing the borders, and they would go pass across the borders, steal them, take them as slaves, and then just set them free. And
then what?
They ran down this narrow.
Pick them off.
Just trying to pick them up. Now you know what it felt like to kill somebody.
What that sound like to you?
Doing it to Hispanic people.
What it sound like?
It's like
what it sound like today?
Police.
Yeah, Border Patrol. When you drive from San Diego until you get to the checkpoint, going into Temecula, it's Border Patrol.
Right.
Whole way. They stop right there. They stop at the checkpoint. But before that, it's Border Patrol probably every 10 to 15 miles at every checkpoint, every turn, because they're looking for something suspicious because someone could be coming in from Mexico today. You get what I'm saying? They catch them every day. They catch cats every day. Right. Go ahead.
So like, they still got those signs up?
What signs?
That sign of the family running across?
Yeah, deep though, like in like San Isidro, Chula Vista. Yeah. They definitely got those. You know what I mean? Because that's what that's happen. Good to go. Keep reading. Is that it, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. So now you can definitely use this precept, use it against your enemies, and bring it out. All right.
So
go ahead.
Verse 8, right, where it says, "Shall I not in that day, save the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mountain of Esau?"
Mm-hmm. And in that day, he would destroy the so-called wise men out of Edom. You know what I'm saying? Out of them. If you go to verse, go ahead, Malak. You want to say something?
The wise men, is that talking about like the leaders, the governors, all that.
That's exactly who they talk. That's what I said. Give me verse 8.
Okay.
8 to 9.
Verse 9. Yeah, that was it.
Read 9 then.
Verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman.
Yeah, and the wise men and their mighty men. O Teman. Who's Teman? Anybody know? Go ahead.
Is that like Germans?
The Germans, right? Now, what are the Germans known for? Go ahead.
Like they're like inventions and
Yeah,
scientists.
they're scientists. The scientists, right? Almighty. That's why this Bible is so biblical.
Right.
I mean, it's so real and historical because he said he specifically named who these cats were.
Right.
Teman are the Germans. You know what I mean? The Germans are known for catastrophic. What is how you say it? Catastrophic? I made up a word. It's sound right. You take it right. Catastrophic. You know. Yeah. You know. And as Hitler was he was like, what can I do? Put him in gas chambers. This guy is evil, right? What else can I do? Put him in. He said drown the babies in like little buckets of frozen water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard that before? He put the babies in frozen like buckets of frozen water. Like and just trying things out.
Right.
Just try like starve them, like so that they like. You ever see them pictures of them the Amalekites and they just super skinny,
Right.
stacked up on each other and stuff like that. Yeah, like anyone who thinks that wasn't, a very sad thing, you know what I mean? You're just not human.
Right.
But what about what happened to us?
Right.
Can you feel that too?
Right.
If you can feel it, then you should also feel why we should get all this money and land and everything.
Right.
Because they got theirs for over 6 years. They did 6 years.
Right.
Just 6, maybe 7. Are you talking about 400 years?
Right.
500 years. You get what I'm saying? So you should feel sad. You should feel empathy for what happened to those people. But no one feels empathy for you.
Right.
Just know that. Just know that. So when you go and blaze, and some Jewish cat says that he's the chosen man of God, blaze on him, and you bring up that history. You bring it up. You bring it up. And everyone's going to hate you for doing it. But you just bring it up. So it's not about him. It's about letting the world know that you never got your justice.
Right.
You understand? That's what it's about. It's not about being an asshole and a jerk.
Right.
It's about letting the world know we still angry. Why? Of course you're not angry. You running everything. There's not a broke Jewish man in the world.
Right.
And broke, if it is, he has $30,000 in his bank account, or his mother and his father just disowned him.
Right.
That's it. You get what I'm saying? So, somewhere had to end up.
I was also saying, like, if you look back at the history, and like part of the reason why America got involved in attacking the Germans and going to war with them was because of their advancements that they were making in like their military, and science, and all type of stuff. America still wanted to be on top as a world power.
Mm-hmm.
And the Germans had all these people just to test, different drugs or different things on.
Someone do this homework for me. Find out what white man is in charge of America. What tribe is he from? You get what I'm saying? Find out for me. Not the Amalekite, not the German, the team, not team. Find out what European regular white man is in charge of America. And we got to study that. We got to study why is he so tricky. You get what I mean? We got to find out his craftiness, because this whatever tribe he from is the most trickiest, craftiest, most slickest white men of them all. Because they are so slick that they out slick their brother.
Right.
You talking about what's the war called? Revolutionary War?
Okay.
They said we are outnumbered. We are super underdogs when it comes to this war. But if we don't fight for our freedom, we'll always be beneath them. And they took the chance and they won.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
They took the chance and they won. Got to find out what devil it is. What devil is that? Because you got to know your enemy. You got to know who's on top of you. And you all know when you see a regular white man, whatever American white man is, they all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I see a white boy from Serbia, he not American.
Right.
He different. You know what I mean? If I see a white boy from any other place, and it just got that's that American spirit about him, though. You got to find out. All right, Malak.
It's a lot of cap about the ads. You wouldn't say you say that because like my slavery, like the Edomites right there, like that are working in construction, right?
Yeah.
And of course, there's Isupk. And you can tell who's, like how Isupk works versus how Esau works.
Yeah.
And Esau is just lazy.
Oh yeah.
They move with such ease and calm that they don't do that. They just don't do anything.
Are they lazy or what do they know?
They know they're not oppressed.
Yeah. Isaac.
Oh, no, I was gonna say they plot. Well, I'm just saying, like, okay, the white people that I've worked with, like, they'll work, but they're always focused on, like, okay, what position can I get to?
Absolutely. But what do they know about what the Mexicans though?
So, like,
what do they know about working with Mexicans?
that they work hard.
Yeah, and they'll do their job.
Right.
That's the thing. The Mexicans gonna do their job.
Right.
Because the white man knows this, and don't ever sleep on this. He knows his authority. He knows his authority on every job site. He knows his authority. He knows you happy just to be here.
Right.
Don't ever be happy just to be here, IQ.
Right.
That's not the spirit of a priest.
Right.
You work at slavery just because you just got to get some money. You get what I'm saying? Don't ever be like, they don't do extra shit.
Right.
Like, I'll be mad at you. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, just do what you got to do and don't smile too much. Don't do all that. You know what I mean? Just be strong on that slavery. Let me get live real quick. Go ahead, live.
I was saying the white folks, like the white folks I work with, like of course they be chilling, like they'll do the job and everything like that, but like they ain't going all out like the Israelites be going all out.
Nah,
they're going out talking to managers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just like they don't feel like they have to go above and beyond like the way Israelites be going above and beyond. Like you got cooks in there who will cook, answer phones, go to different stations.
Yeah.
They go do everything.
That's not in his job title.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing extra shit, and the white boys, they go in there do what they gotta do, and then that's it.
Yeah. You gotta relax, man. You gotta tell Isupk, relax. Chill. It's like over, guy.
Like if my cousins picked up with a house and got some new Isupk brothers at the slave, they going hard. They work with me. They like, OG, you good? I'm like, yeah, man. Don't be an overachiever. Don't do too little to get noticed.
Yeah.
In between, man. Slow that thing down.
I remember they used to say, it's like, let me get Liza. Go ahead, Liza.
No, so I was just gonna say, you was like, what do they know? They know they're not getting fired. Like, white people just don't. They know ain't nothing happening to them.
Man, listen, I work. Last thing I'm gonna get back on topic. The slavery is something else, man. I do the same thing this white boy do in my slavery. We don't get paid the same. Right. We do not get paid the same. I remember one time he was saying something. He didn't mean to even tell me that he made more money than me. And I was just like, oh, is that so? Like, you know what I'm saying? I swear that day I just like I feel like I dropped my sword at the slave. All right. We do the same? Okay. So I'll drop my sword, man. But that's how it be though. The checks don't even be the same. You know what I'm saying? You just don't, you're not looked at the same. So don't sweat it though, because just continue to do what you're gonna do. The Lord gonna bless you. That's for sure. That's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? You probably don't believe it, but trust me, it's gonna happen. Let's get back on topic. Where we at? All right, Lahab, can you pull that for me?
Deuteronomy 25 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way.
Remember, so now the Lord said this. Remember what Amalek what's it called? Amalek did to you by the way. So mind you, Israel is traveling through Amalek territory, right? Hold on, are they going through Amalek territory? Go ahead.
That's like I believe it's the exit from Egypt, and Amalek is on the border.
You're right. They asked Amalek if they can go through. Amalek said no.
Right.
They can't go through the land. They had to go the long way. So even in going the long way, go ahead, Lahab.
how he met thee by the way, and smote the hidmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee.
So now, damn, what was the topic of this? What was the point I pulled this out in like my? Oh, perfect. ICE detention centers, right? So now there's how Israel ran at one time, right? The hinder parts were usually in the middle. You know what I mean? So you got the front that's strong, the back that's strong, and I think the middle was the hinder. The hinder might have been the back, it might have been the middle. I forget. But instead of attacking the warriors, they attacked the people who were more susceptible to being, weak, right? Just like a devil, by the way. A devil is very tactical. You understand? He's very tactical. He knows how he's going to get you. And to do that was a slap in our face because we're more people who attack our equals. You get what I'm saying? Or someone even that stronger, like David. David was like, let me fight Goliath. I don't care how big he is. I'm going to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we bullies, right? That's more of a spirit. Like, I never ever wanted to fight someone who was smarter than me. Like, growing up, I was like, ain't no really winning that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you beat up someone smart. And if he beats you up, and it's like, you trash out here. You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to fight someone who was bigger than me or people thought was like that type of nigga. You know what I mean? So now, Amalek don't care. Or Esau don't care. He gonna attack you where you're weak. And that's what he did. And that's why he attacks you today. Right? He attacks the weak. Esau is a spiritual predator. And it's in his spirit to be a predator. That's why when you go to them ICE detention centers as a Mexican little boy and little girl, right? What happens to you? You get sexually assaulted. Because you have no one to fight for you. You get what I'm saying? Like black people learn that from white people. Black people are, if you go look at households growing, man, 8 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10 households where uncles or fathers touching little girls, touching little boys. You get what I'm saying? Those things was happening. That was a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior. That ain't in our culture. I mean, it happens in a lot of cultures. I'm not saying black. Every tribe, every heathen nation too, it just happens. But I'm just talking about specifically for us because we learned that from our enemy to attack hinder parts. Y'all understand, right? That's a very, it's like, of course, it's a very lowest form, but it's a very, how do I say this? It's weak. It's like, it's, go ahead. Very dishonorable. It's a sickness. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's something unimaginable because when you have kids, think about your kids. So like, if you could put yourself in a mindset of your kids, you feel like your kids are safe because you're not that type of man and you protect your kids from any type of person like that. But imagine someone who doesn't have a father or doesn't have a mother. Why else would you separate someone from their mother or their father? It's to exploit them in them type of ways. You get what I'm saying? That's what happened to black people in slavery. That's what happened to Hispanics now. Every tribe went through this. But it's the reason why you would separate someone from their protector is so you can hurt them. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's happening today. Go ahead.
So like that could also use that one scripture we talked about removing the strong man from his house.
And what do they do in doing that?
They destroy the house.
They make sure there's never going to be a strong man again. You get what I'm saying? When you remove a strong man, let's pull it. Mark 3:27. When you remove a strong man, it's because you don't want another strong man ever again. And that's why money can't be your end all be all. Money doesn't make your character, higher or lower. That doesn't make your character higher or lower. Trust me.
You said Mark 3:27.
I think that's it. Can you read it?
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods.
So, right, the scriptures say, right, no man can enter. I'm just repeating it for the people online. No man can enter into a strong man's house and what? Spoil his what?
And spoil his goods.
What are his goods? What is it? What is a strong man's goods? Isaiah?
Like what he has, like
his family. You get what I'm saying? His family. Those are your goods. whatever you have that's carnal is not your goods. Y'all understand? Like nothing matters in that house at all except for your goods. And your goods are your children and your woman. Y'all understand? That's your goods. And so the white man enters into your house. He said, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods unless what?
Except he will first bind the strong man.
What and to spoil your goods, he has to bind the strong man. So what Malakma brought up about people being confederate against you. What happens today? And I'm making this relative to Hispanics because it's right now, right? In today's society, what does ICE come and do to Hispanic households through the South, through America? Malakma.
Split up the families.
How?
Take the kids away, lock them up, put them in nice detention centers.
Mm.
The men,
How they lock up the men?
deport them.
Thank you. That's what y'all was gonna say, right? Deportation.
Right.
Now, deportation at the time where ICE was, coming up and going crazy, it was like getting reported all the time. But they seen how the public reacted. When the public reacted and said, "Oh, this is evil," they stopped reporting on it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Doesn't mean like it went away. They just didn't publicize it no more. They didn't put it on the media no more because they knew that they was being evil. What's the point? What's the point of deporting a father who's been here for 20 years?
Right.
What's the point of that? Is to get to those children. You get what I mean? It's the point. It's getting you back for coming to America and having a child that we can't deport, so we don't deport you.
Right.
That's the point. When we talk about crafty counsel, that's what you're dealing with, right? Isupk. Laha. It's like one of y'all had your hand up. Oh, you might have just coughing.
You already said it.
No, keep reading. Oh, okay, I got you.
Except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
There you go. And that's how he does it. He binds the strong man up and spoils his house. So when it comes to your tribe, that's what happens. To the Judite tribe, they threaten you. They threaten the woman with eviction, right? Because your woman is in low income or Section 8, and she can't have you up in there. Right. So the best thing that she has to do is say she's a single mother with kids. And then if she doesn't want to put you on child support, what she got to do? Anybody know? If the woman doesn't want to put you on child support, if you're saying don't put me on child support because this will happen, anybody know what the woman has to do? Kwasa?
What is it? She has to put him on child support, or she has to say, "I don't want my baby's father." That's
it. She has to admit she's a whore.
Right.
I don't know. Y'all probably never went through this. I for sure. I just say my name is Whoopty Whoop. I knew him as Lil J Money. I don't know his real name. You gotta for real. They don't gotta say stuff like that so they don't get your name so they can look you up and then file papers. Because they're automatically gonna file papers on you. Like when you talking about a man being on child support in California for sure, a woman doesn't necessarily put him on child support. The state does it. Now she has to call him and say, "Oh no, everything is fine and good. He gives me money and whoopty whoop and that." My whole time you living with her, paying bills, all that. But the state don't know it. But that's what she has to do to get you off. So then you got to pay the little back pay. Speaking from experience. And counsels. That's what happens in society. So you have to do that. The white man would come in here and strip you from that, strip you from your kids, all that. Whole time you're like, well, why don't you just get a job and have a career? But how? Nobody hiring me.
Right.
Go ahead.
They locking brothers up if you can't even pay child support.
Come on.
It'd be like you can pay it while you sitting in jail.
But what's the first thing they do, Regalia? Suspend your license.
Right.
How am I get to work? Yeah, I remember I used to go to get cleaned up, right? I'm like, they were like, yeah, man, you gotta pay me. Oh yeah, I'm working right now. My license suspended. I'm like, why your license suspended? Child support. Damn. Right. So how they expect you to pay it? I guess sell dope. Clearly. so they can put you in prison because they're gonna stop every way you make money first, right? That's the society you live in. You understand? They're trying to get your attention. I don't know. I got the point. I get it. I get it. Good night. You know what I mean? But that's the society you live in. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Also, you know, like young brothers hearing like, you know what I'm saying, their uncles and their cousins and people going through that, they be like, damn, I don't even want to mess with a sister. All she gonna do is put me on child support.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, why niggas ain't shit? Niggas can't even be there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Niggas still gonna be up in there though. As long as he could, he gonna be up in that mother. He gonna be in there. You know what I'm saying? But like, let them do a what's it called? Inspections.
Right.
They got leave for the day. Hide all his clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, the white man is a devil, man. Like, he don't want you to be with your family. You feel what I'm saying? He don't even want you to be just, raising your kids. He wants you to be out the house so she can get this food stamps. Because you can't feed them. You feel me? That's how you look at it. If I'm feeding them, what you doing in the house? That's how the white man, I'm the daddy. Absent daddy. White man is an absent daddy. I hope y'all know that. They try to talk so much bad about the black man and Hispanic man as a father. The white man works all the time, never sees his kids. I just don't.
Sir, that's actually already been proven, like these statistics. Like, it's like it shows, like, of course, like the different ethnicities of which fathers are more present in the household.
Yeah.
And it literally goes. It might have changed, but last time I seen it, literally goes like black, Latino, and then as you go down, it's white men.
Yeah.
That are the ones that are not in the household as much.
I know.
Statistically,
right,
more white men are deadbeat fathers than brothers, but they'll still push that agenda like, oh,
God. And that's what it's just an agenda. It's propaganda. I got you, Gary. Also, what they do, I seen a stat 2-3 years ago where they were saying, oh, it is getting socially accepted that a father stays home and raises the kids, and it was a picture of a white man and his baby. Right. I said, man, niggas been doing this forever. What you talking about? You feel me? Like, I was like, that is cold. Now all of a sudden it's socially accepted. Niggas been doing this forever, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he for sure rather he would take his career over his family.
Oh, come on. I mean, they go do 5 tours in Iraq.
Right.
Yeah, happily. I gotta go. Now, as a soldier, I understand. Right. Y'all get that, right? As a soldier, I get it. Right. But as a civilian, don't blame my brother, man. Right. They civilians. But y'all know that, how they think they ass belong to Uncle Sam. Yeah, your ass belong to the Most High. Right. You took a priesthood, it's over with. Your life is over. Right. So your number one focus can't be being a great father. Y'all know that, right? It can't be your number one focus. Your number one focus has to be a great priest. And you got to take everything that comes with that. All right. Anything else? Any other questions before we roll? All right, good to go. All right, with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Kraza. I'm gonna pass the class to Priest and Officer Kraza.